Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of Battle of the Beast. This is episode number 70. We're almost there now. By my calculations, 7 more battles to go till the end of this series. And then we make start with the next series. Not straight away though, as I don't have all the competitors for the next series. So it'll be a bit of a break, so relaxing time for me. Yay. But battle number 70 has... it's the second battle, round 4. And will give us the second beast into round 5. Will it be Balisk the water snake or Torpix the twisting serpent? Now, personally, I think I see a victor here. Well, I know I'm seeing one of them as a victor, but I don't want to kill off the other one because I love them both. In round 1, Balisk was the killer of Solak in round 1. Round 2, Tagus, and round 3, Hellion. Torpix in round 1 killed Skuric. In round 2, it was... I said it wrong. Okay, in round 1, Balisk killed Solak. Round 2, Naga. Round 3, Hellion. Torpix in round 1 killed Skuric. Round 2, Tagus. Round 3, Madara. Just making sure. Just making sure. I need to stop with that joke. It's a very old joke now. Okay. So with this, I think they both have a really good chance of making it through. What I said about Torpix having a rather thin scale armor in the summary is kind of similar to Balisk, meaning they could both bite into each other. So, okay, at least they get to have some lunch anyway. Yeah. So with this battle, oh yeah, also the larger beast of this is Torpix. Watch battle number 69 and you'll know why I know that without having to look into the Bible. It was very sad. The arena obviously needs to have some water for Balisk, and so I'm thinking of a flooded... I'm thinking of an area that could be flooded that can help Torpix as well. Torpix was in near the Eternal Flame in his fight. In a mountainy area. Okay, I was about to say wherever the Eternal Flame is, but I just found it. So a flooded mountain area, I think that can help, because Torpix, I would like to say Torpix can swim, just can't breathe underwater. So, yeah, okay, let's do it. Okay, so, yeah, a flooded rocky area. So, some deep parts of the water, some shallow for Torpix. So, yeah, okay. And with that being said, let's begin. As both beasts exit from their chambers, Balisk dives straight into the water, but another Balisk, that he just splits straight away, flies into the sky. Torpix comes out, wondering what the hell Balisk is on, because of how high he is, knows that this is actually a clone, and as the air Balisk charge straight towards Torpix, he sees the silhouette of the other Balisk coming straight towards him underwater. So what he does is, he shoots acid at the air one and whips his tail round for the water Balisk to jump out and gets hit by it straight away, knocking him to the side a bit, off course from where Balisk was going to bite on Torpix. And the flying one stopped in his trace and just dissolved down. As that clone is dead again. Thank you, Hellion, for killing that clone. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, Balisk got knocked off course, and as Balisk was about to retreat, Torpix snapped at Balisk. Instead of aiming for the side, which he was aiming for, he got the Balisk's tail, biting down on it, digging his fangs into Balisk, As his fangs aren't poisonous, they don't inject Balisk with poison. Balisk just roars in pain, turns around and snaps at Torpix's tail, causing him to let go. And Balisk lets go as well to retreat, basically. As Torpix is scanning around for Balisk, staying to the side of the arena, not in the middle like most beasts would, staying to the side of the arena so he only has to look a few directions instead of all around him. He can't seem to find Balisk. Then he sees some bubbles coming up on one side, so he looks there just to have on the other side Balisk to jump out, go to bite, but Torpix moves out of the way, but gets cut along the face by Balisk's bone fin. Torpix doesn't use much time to recoil from the pain, but instead bites down on the side of Balisk, and using his tail wraps Balisk's mouth shut. Balisk tries whipping Torpix with his tail, but it's not really affecting him. Torpix lets go of Balisk by his mouth, and using his tail, just using all his strength as well, just moves Balisk around into a circular formation and just chucks Balisk as far as he could to the other side of the arena, where Balisk's side lands on some land, but his head is in water. Balisk tries rolling into the water, but is struggling to, and Torpix sees his opportunity to start slithering up to Balisk. To make Balisk's escape harder, Torpix shoots acid, not at Balisk, but to the side of Balisk that was close to the water, and Balisk stops rolling where he is when he rolls a bit of himself into the acid, burning him, so he rolls back and starts making his way the other direction into the water. But by then, Torpix is already blocking his way, and Balisk just rolls into him. Balisk's head still in the water, takes a big breath and literally chucks his head backwards, so then he's going backwards into the water that his tail was in. And Torpix stops that by sticking his tail out, stopping Balisk from landing in the water, and just having the side of Balisk just along Torpix's tail, whilst Balisk's head is there. So not too far for Balisk to try and bite at Torpix's tail, but too short for Balisk to swing around to try and cut Torpix. What Balisk does is that he thinks that Balisk needs to be cut down to a smaller size, so he spits acid out towards Balisk's side, not where his face is though, and just dissolves a good chunk of Balisk's body. And then what Torpix does is that with the lighter load, he swings his tail around and throws Balisk into the side of the arena. As Balisk is regaining himself from the intense amount of loss of body parts and blood, not anything major though, he sees Torpix slithering up towards him. Balisk dives down underwater, and for the underpart of Torpix that's currently in the water, Balisk uses his bone fin to just as a little trap for Torpix. As Torpix slithers over Balisk, he sticks his bone fin up, scraping at Torpix's underside. Torpix recoils back in pain and moves back before anything major gets cut there, and spits acid directly into that point where he got cut. Luckily for Balisk, he was able to move out of the way just in time, just to jump up and have Torpix glaring right at him, not noticing that Torpix's tail is swinging right round, hitting Balisk. It gets impaled by the bone fin for Torpix's tail, but still hits Balisk to the side of the arena, where he's now completely on some land. Torpix has enough of Balisk and spits acid in his direction, not caring if he misses or not, just starts spitting acid in that direction while slithering over, getting an easier shot. And Balisk eventually gets shrouded in acid, where he starts dissolving slowly yet rather quickly, starting with his bone fins, his body, and then his mouth, then his face, where before that starts dissolving, he just goes lifeless and his eyes go closed. Torpix has won, Balisk has lost, bringing the journey for Series 8 to an end. I'm actually really glad Balisk made it as far as he did, because I'm actually glad he made it further than all the other Series 8 beasts. But making it to the top 10, that is something I'm really happy to have seen. Because Balisk is a really underrated beast, and because of my constant defending of it, of how underrated it is, and the fact it is actually a really good beast, made it my favourite beast of Series 8. Unfortunately, Torpix had to win though, because Torpix is flat out stronger, has more abilities, and has acid which can easily melt through melt through Balisk. So yeah, that is the reason why. Anything else? I think it just has to do with, even though Balisk is agile, but Torpix is as well. The only difference is Torpix can swim and slither on land and sea. Well, not deep anyway. Balisk can only do sea. So that's why Torpix won. Anyway, that's all for this time. If you thought Balisk should have won, please leave in the comments below why you think that. And that's all for this time, like I said. Join me in the next Battle Beast episode that will have Crestor the Crushing Terror versus everyone's least favourite beast of this series remaining. It's Serpio the Slithering Shadow. That being said, that's all for this time. As I said, if you like what you saw or heard, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press that little notification bell down in the corner below, and I'll see you next time.